When this guy first broke into the NHL direct from high school, Sports Illustrated gave him a lot of hype. The Hockey News gave him a lot of hype. He kind of rubbed certain people the wrong way, but his career stands out. Done a lot in retirement on executive level, coach and otherwise. He's probably one of the best high school players to come into the NHL of his era. Will he make it to the Hockey Hall of Fame? I think down the road he will, but right now there's some argument because a lot of the members of the media, again, he rubbed it the wrong way, but I didn't find any problem with him. If anything, I would like to have this player on my team. Did great job in Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Of course, we have to be talking about the very talented and still quite young Tom Barrasso. Now, Thomas Patrick Barrasso, born March 31st, 1965 in Boston. Big stand-up goalie. 6'3", 210. Again, he played in the NHL for 18 seasons with the Buffalo Sabres, the Pittsburgh Penguins, where they won a couple of cups, the Ottawa Senators, Carolina Hurricanes, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the St. Louis Blues. Now, he won the cup with the Pens in 91-92, and he was inducted in the United States Hockey Hall of Fame in 2009. Now, after retiring as a player, Barrasso served on the coaching staff on the NHL's Carolina Hurricanes. In 2012, he was hired by Metallurg Magnus Gorsak of the KHL as a member of their coaching staff. And in 2016, he joined Asiaco Hockey of the Alps Hockey League as their head coach, winning their 2018 league championship. Now, in October 2018, he was eventually hired as head coach of the EIHL's Sheffield Steelers. Now, because my wife's from the Massachusetts region, she told me about this after we met. I guess he was very popular in his hometown of Stowe, Massachusetts, where word of mouth was starting to build at an early age. Now, he got his start playing ice hockey in an outdoor rink, but he became a very young goalie. He started at the age of 5. And by the time he was a teenager, he was playing in net for the Acton Boxborough with fellow NHL players Bob Sweeney and Jeff Norton. He was also considered one of the most promising American goalie prospects ever. He was eventually drafted by the Buffalo Sabres with the 5th overall pick in '83. Skipping a college career, he went straight from high school to the NHL. At the time of his debut with the Sabres on October 5th, '83, less than 6 months after graduating from high school, he was the youngest goalie in NHL history to play in the win the game since Harry Lumley nearly 40 years before. He won the Calder that year and Vezina Trophy, becoming the 3rd player to win both awards in the same year. Now let's put this in perspective. With Acton Boxborough, he played 46 games over 2 years. In '83, ladies and gentlemen, he went 22-0-1, undefeated in 23 games, 1,035 minutes played, only 17 goals in 23 games with 10 shutouts. So you know that was a lot of recognition. Now here's it comes kind of bizarre, ladies and gentlemen. On November 12, '88, at the start of that campaign, 88-89, the Sabres decided to trade Barrasso with a 3rd round draft pick in the 1990 draft to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Doug Bodger and Darren Shannon. If you're a hockey fan, you probably know Doug Bodger and Darren Shannon were never of the quality of a Tom Barrasso. So I don't know if they were just basically tired of his personality, because sometimes he would rub people the wrong way, allegedly. Now, in Pittsburgh, he won the Cup twice. They couldn't, I think, won the Cup without him because he needed stability. In '91 and '92. It was his play in these Cup runs that established him again as a Grand Fuhrer style or a money goalie. In the following years, Barrasso almost entirely missed 2 seasons, the 95 and 97 campaigns, with injuries, but came back with good performances in the next years. In '97, he became the first American goalie to record 300 NHL wins. Now, a fiercely proud competitor, in later seasons in Pittsburgh, he developed a strained relationship with the local media, who he felt were disrespectful of him and his family. This probably factors into why his number 35 has not been retired by the Penguins. Now, in March 2000, he was traded to the Senators for Ron Tugnut and Yanni Laakkonen. He spent the entire 2001 season out of hockey and returned with the Carolina Hurricanes in time for the 2002 season. He enjoyed some late international success, winning silver for Team USA at the 2002 Winter Olympics. In the last few seasons, he briefly played for several teams, including the Senators, the Hurricanes, the Leafs, and the Blues, until retiring from hockey in 2003. He eventually signed a pro forma contract with Pittsburgh on the day he retired to retirement so he could leave hockey as a Penguin. Now, Barrasso silver medal as part of the U.S. national team in 2002 included one game, a 8-1 victory over Belarus. Now, Barrasso had originally intended to play for the 84 U.S. Olympic team in Sarajevo, which included Pat LaFontaine, but chose to begin his professional career instead of the States, and left the team in September '83, 7 months before the Olympics, to sign with the Sabres. He did, however, make his debut with Team USA at the '84 Canada Cup at the age of 19. He also played in the '83 World Junior Championships, the '86 Worlds, and the '87 Canada Cup. Now, Barrasso eventually became goalie coach and later assistant coach of the Hurricanes between 2007 and 2011. Again, in 2013, he moved to Metallurge of the KHL as assistant coach. Now, during the summer of 2005, Slovan Bratislava hired Barrasso as their goalie coach, but on Halloween that year, he left the team and moved to Italy's Valpiese as head coach. The team eventually won the Coppa Italia, but refused to join the newly founded Alps Hockey League. Barrasso, however, did not leave Italy. He moved to Asiago as head coach, and Barrasso was named as head coach of the Sheffield Steelers of the IEIHL in October 2008. Now, Barrasso was also very active in charity research. He and his wife Megan have 3 daughters, Ashley, Kelsey, and Mallory, and he eventually founded the Ashley Barrasso Cancer Research Fund during the early 1990s after Ashley was diagnosed with a bout of neuroblastoma cancer. Now, the records he set are just tremendous. Most assists by a goalie career, 48. Most points by a goalie all time, 48. Most consecutive NHL playoff wins, 14. May 9, 92 to April 2nd, 93. Most consecutive wins in one playoff season, 11 and 92. A record for most wins in one playoff season with 16. And second most wins by U.S. goalie with 369. Now, for me, his best season, of course, was that 93 campaign where he won a combined 55 games, won a combined 50 games in 79 starts, including 4 shutouts in the regular season. But again, losing 2 full seasons pretty well in 95 and 97, cutting these totals, he could have easily won 400 games. Another key season for me, again, was his first with the Sabres, 29, 24, and 5 in his third with the Sabres, in 86. And that year, Sabres had a very strong team, but unfortunately, he didn't play in the playoffs that year. So again, NHL totals: 369 wins, 277 losses, 86 ties and overtime losses, 38 shutouts, playoffs 61 and 54 with a 3.01 average. Now again, played at the 83 World Juniors, 84 Canada Cup and 87 Canada Cup, 86 Worlds, and again the Olympic Games in 2002. Now, awards and achievements, they're lengthy. Calder winner, Vezina Trophy winner, NHL First All-Star Team, 84. NHL Second All-Star Team, William M. Jennings Trophy winner with Bob Sauvé, 85. 85 as well, played the NHL All-Star Game. 91-92 Stanley Cup champion, 93 NHL Second All-Star Team. He's also 17 all-time in NHL in wins in the regular season, 369. 9th all-time in saves with 22,090 in regular season. 13 all-time in playoff wins with 61. Silver medal at the Olympics in 02. Inducted in the National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame, 2007. 2009 inducted U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. 2015 Coppa Italia champion, Hockey Club Valpice. 18 the Alps Hockey League champion, Asiago Hockey AS. And 2003 he was made a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins Ring of Honor that formerly circled the Pittsburgh Civic Arena. So, ladies and gentlemen, does Tom Barrasso have the particulars to make the Hockey Hall of Fame? I think so. He made the U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame. He played at the Worlds, the Canada Cups, the Olympic Games, the World Championships. Again, 4 of the major tournaments. Again, very, very strong results. Helped rebuild the franchise. And those 4 key years of Pittsburgh, from 91 to 94, he on average had over 30 wins a season. Again, you can't fault him for the injuries. Like I said, he could have played 1,000 games in the NHL. Could have won at least 500 games. But again, injuries and politics. And, he's a very straightforward guy. You just ask him. I saw him do an interview, and the Buffalo announcer said, well, how do you think you played? He said, well, we lost. How do you think we played? See, Tom Barrasso, all goalies are different. And Tom Barrasso, I think his only competition was himself. But like I said, injuries were a big factor here. I don't care if the media didn't like him or did like him. The numbers are there, ladies and gentlemen. If you ask Barry Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr, Stevens, Francis, Paul Coffey, Jim Pack, who helped him win those cups is Barrasso. Because, man, he stood in his head. Certain games, man, he was... And, that series against Chicago where Chicago had that big offensive team, Barrasso held the fort because, just because you had Mary, there was no guarantee you were going to win. We saw that in the early years in Pittsburgh where they had terrible goaltending. As soon as Barrasso arrives, they could have won 3 or 4 cups, but, don't forget what happened in 93. They could have easily defeated Montreal in the playoffs, but the Islanders took care of them. So, thanks for listening. Give us a like, comment, or subscribe. And if you're American listening to this podcast channel, if you believe, like I do, that Barrasso was could be a great addition to Hockey Hall of Fame, please say so. I'd like to hear your opinion. Because this is an American player that should be in the International Hall of Fame. He's in the U.S. one, but I think he deserves to be there, in my opinion. Have a good day. Bye.